Murphy, can you hear me?
Well, must be working.
Yes.
I know she goes to St. Stephen's.
Mr. Murphy, can you hear me okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can't see you though. Do you have video capacity? Join video?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
do, Your
fine.
Honor. Just adjusting my volume here.
That's fine. It's good. Is Michelle Meir with you?
Yes, she is, Your Honor.
Is that how you say your last name, Meir?
Correct.
Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Ms. Meir, Judge Sara Smolenski here to talk to you about some cases that you have at our court. You're with your attorney, Mr. Miles Murphy. There's two separate cases that I was talking about today having to do with a show cause. They're alleging that on file D20-01763SM and D20-01563SM, that you violated the no contact order. They're alleging that on or about June 22 of 2020, you were charged with larceny. And then on July 18th, approximately a month later, you were charged with stalking and malicious use of a telecommunication service. These both have to do with this Michael Fiorenzo. And the no contact is the allegation that on the 4th of September, that you had contact with that Michael Fiorenzo. Now, with Mr. Murphy representing you, you can understand that a bond violation, a bond condition violation is something you can admit or deny. You have a right to have a hearing on it for testimony to be taken, whether in fact you violated a bond condition on those two cases or whether you did not. We're having a bond hearing in terms of whether there was a violation. Testimony can be taken and we could hear more information. Mr. Murphy's submitted various documents already that have to do with some of your most recent injury and some of the treatment that you're getting. Also some documentation about guardianship over Emmanuel Fiorenzo. I don't know who any of these people are, so I don't know the details of it. Separately, on the 21st of October, today's the 5th, so say 16 days from today, we have a trespass case that's set up for a plea, completely separate case, not finished yet. And then we had a driving suspended case that was out of East Grand Rapids over by Jersey Junction area, driving while suspended where you owe money on. So a ticket where you owe money on for driving suspended, and then these other two cases that are considered to be a bond violation. Like I said, you can either admit it or deny it. And if you want to talk to Mr. Murphy about it further, you'd have the right to do that. So far, Ms. Meir, do you have any questions to what I'm saying?
Your Honor, with that background, we did also, as the court's probably aware, we did have a pretrial several weeks ago involving all three of those cases. And we did reach a plea on those three cases involving the larceny. It was dismissed. They dismissed the telecommunication, but she was going to plead guilty to the trespass. And I believe,
technically speaking, Mr. Murphy, that doesn't happen until the plea occurs on the trespassing. In other words, when
Okay.
you're saying that they were dismissed, they're technically not dismissed until the plea agreement goes forward. True?
all right, true, Your Honor.
Okay. What else were you going to say?
Put in your case, in your court, like 22 years ago when my husband was arrested for indecent exposure, and I was 8 months pregnant, and it was the most humiliating time of my life. And this man is just evil.
I don't know who the person is you're talking about. Is that Michael?
Like I was married.
Hold on a second. I can't talk about something that happened 22 years ago. I don't really know what you're talking about.
No.
Is that Michael?
Please. Stop the death.
Is that Michael?
Yes, Your Honor, that's an ex-husband.
Okay. Yeah. I don't doubt that there's a lot of issues. You guys, it sounds like, are very, very dysfunctional with what's going on with everything. I haven't gotten to the bottom of why Judge Murkowski is involved. I don't know how old this other person is that they're talking about needing a guardianship, who has some disability. And now you have some difficulty with the injury that you sustained. Mr. Murphy, maybe right now it should just be not guilty on the bond violations from those two cases, and you continue to discuss it with the prosecuting attorney as it relates to any thoughts or questions you guys might have about it. Because these cases, if you're making an assumption that they're dismissed right now, they're not.
No, I misspoke.
Right.
There was a discussion about that, Your Honor, and we realized we still had to go to the plea and to the sentencing.
Right.
So
The plea is set, it looks like, on that trespass case for October 21. I
Correct.
haven't studied it to know what the plea agreement was on these other charges, and I don't know whether the prosecutor knows about the show cause for the violation of the bond conditions that they're alleging was September 4. It'd be interesting to know.
Just a minute, please.
It would be interesting to know what the date of that pretrial was that you had in relation to this allegation of September 4 with the
Right.
bond violation.
I would be happy to talk more with the prosecutor, Your Honor. And do you think we should do that before October 21 then?
I think you should.
All right. I did send an email to Mr. I think it was Tarango in the past.
That's fine.
Okay.
Ms. Meir, were you aware of the case that you had when you went in front of the magistrate on that driving suspended from over by Croswell and Wealthy?
Please.
October 23 of 2019? Well, let me just say this. Yeah, you're emotionally distraught, no doubt about it. It sounds like there's a lot going on. That's a case that has nothing to do with anything except it's outstanding and was not paid for. So that case, there's $175 still owed on that one, Mr. Murphy. You're going to want to talk to your client about that. Today, all we'll do is say not guilty on both bond violations. The one case is, of course, set up for a plea on October 21. We'll have to deal with that. And this older driving suspended case from December 2019.
Okay.
East Grand Rapids is $175 still unpaid.
All right. I will check into that, Your Honor. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, it looks like, yep.
It really hasn't been leaving the house much at all the last several weeks, and she is rather distraught right now.
Well,
So,
obviously she's distraught. It's obvious to me. She can barely speak. But I mean, we still have the cases. You guys got to look into them.
all right.
I don't know how much you can say, don't have any contact with this person, Michael Fiorenzo. Don't have any contact, direct or indirect. If Judge Murkowski, assuming this Emmanuel person is some child that you guys had, I have no idea who that is, make sure that you're following exactly what Judge Murkowski said.
Correct. All right.
That wouldn't be contact with the, if that's the dad. I don't know if that's the dad. I'm just saying, no contact, directly or indirectly, with Michael Fiorenzo. I don't know how to make it more clear than that.
We will take that warning again and
Yeah,
get.
like I
and-
wish
and-
I never met him. Like,
All right.
Yep. I'm
We will-
sure there's a lot to it, and I'm sure there's a lot you're going to want to say, and you'll be able to speak more when we meet for the plea on October 21, because really we're going to have to get these other cases resolved as well. Just talk to Mr. Tarango, Mr. Murphy.
We will, Your Honor. Thank you. We will.
Okay,
get
we're
things
adjourned
moving.
on this matter.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thanks. Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.